The buzz cut for the summer, right?
From this email?
From this afternoon.
I did not get that.
Within
Should I
minutes
go
after.
check?
Yeah, within minutes after you send it, I'll send it back to her.
Let me go check.
Okay. I said
So this is where you're at?
What's that?
This?
How you doing?
Yeah. Can I just wipe it out right now?
What's that?
Can I wipe it out right now?
Always?
No, on one and was there something else you had to
On this one.
let me go.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Start it now. Well, we can't really wait. Yeah, yeah.
You're the voice of reason.
We'll be starting in just a minute. We're just waiting for the secretary to come back up with the agendas for everybody. Thanks.
Last time we were there was the NFL draft, so it was nothing pressing tonight.
Wait, wasn't that the last time?
We were here at the
Yeah.
NFL draft. Actually, I think by the time we got home, there were only 4 picks done anyway.
Yeah, that's,
That went on.
I tried to watch a little bit of that one year, and it's like trying to watch paint dry.
Yeah. You have to really like football.
Yes, that's more than I can bear. I do love football, but more than I can bear.
I'd like to hold this meeting to order, please. Please rise for the pledge. Take roll call.
Tom Hickey,
Here.
Joseph Michaels. Paul Freese.
Here.
Keith Johnson.
Here.
Gary Dugleman.
Here. Thank you. Previously, we had kept the public hearing for Hanover Farms open, and we're continuing that this evening. We have some folks that have signed up to speak. And Julia, if you would be able to take the list, and we'll call them out in order that they're signed up, right? So we would have to say thank you.
Eric Henson.
Didn't know that was a sign up.
But that was an attendance sheet.
Yeah, that's what I was told.
I'm sorry, I thought that we had a sign-up sheet there. No? Who would like to speak? Okay.
Okay.
We'll start here at the front.
Oh, me? Okay, great.
State your name then and where you're from.
My name is Tom Ronaldo, and I live in Phoenicia. And I'm here to address the issue of the zoning situation. I'm here with some reluctance because this is not a controversy I wanted to revisit. I stayed home from the earlier meetings, and it was only probably the fact that I read the article in the Daily Freeman the other day that basically made me feel guilty about not coming and giving my opinion on this issue. And I'll explain why in a second. This is something that's been going on for a long time, and I was one of the people who did speak in favor of changing the Shandaken zoning laws to change the farm stand law in such a manner that would, in my opinion, in essence, bring into compliance a community business, Hanover Farms, that had been established and which had gone way outside of the bounds of the initial law, the 10-foot by 10-foot zoning thing that was originally in place. And it was because of all of the positive reasons that people I've read and heard have spoken out in favor of trying to work this problem out. All of it praise for Hanover Farms, which I consider to be legitimate. I'm not doubting it, I'm not challenging it. I believe that the business is popular with a large segment of the community. And it found a market niche. And I believe people who are happy with the services they're receiving. So those were the reasons why I was in favor of changing the farm stand law so that Hanover Farms could become a legal business, having established itself, having proven the point that there was a need for that type of business. So it was very frustrating to find out that after that happened, there was a very similar incident. You know, I can say it's an incident that this has gone through the courts now. It has been a situation where Hanover Farms was found to be not in compliance with the law once again. The law that was established to bring them into compliance because people thought they deserved a chance to continue doing the business because they were doing good business and people appreciated them. I really, because I know a lot of people support the farm stand, I would like to see a way for it to reopen. And I didn't want to have to say some of the things I'm going to say tonight. But it's dangerous to have a precedent where there is a law that's established for a reason. And one of the things I want to say about the farm stand law is I've been here since 2002. A lot of people have been here longer, but during the period of time that I've been here, the only issue I can think of that received as much debate and input on a thorough basis over a course of years was the Phoenicia Suez. Aside from that, there was more meetings and discussions about zoning changes on Route 28, complaints about it. This is a nonpartisan issue. There was a Republican administration, Democratic administration. The struggle was trying to come up with a way of dealing with the fact that there was a farm stand that was popular, that providing good service, that was not in compliance with the law that it applied to. A lot of input into it. That, to me, is extremely relevant. Because that input meant that we were really focused on the issues. The town government represents us. And we all kind of tried to work something out. And we did. We tried to work it out not just because we wanted to solve the problem. We wanted to solve the problem well. We wanted to support a business that was doing good things for the community. We wanted it to be in compliance with laws that make sense. And the foremost of those, there are noise laws and traffic and stuff, but safety was a really key one. And this is where I get to the Daily Freeman. I was reminded of the fact that this isn't just the issue of, is it bad form? Should someone be punished for being a serial violator of a law or whatever? Why are we back here again, doing this all over again? It's more than just the principle, although the principle is important to me. There are safety concerns. The laws that we wrote as a town were designed to try to do things such as prevent accidents, prevent possible deaths from people entering and exiting roadside businesses in a manner where there's a risk of someone not paying attention and a car accident happening. We've been sued now once. We were sued because the town shut down Hanover Farms for not being in compliance after inspection was made. Whether that was an appropriate or inappropriate action went to court because that lawsuit and the town was found to be correct. We're spending money to support that whole legal effort. We taxpayers had to pay for defending that. There could have been a variance procedure done at that point, but instead we would take it to court and it was adjudicated. That cost is minor compared to what we could be facing if we set up a precedent. This is where I'm getting to Freeman. We're warned that the plans, the current variance proposals provide safety issues, traffic issues, danger issues. I worry about the cost to me and other taxpayers of a future lawsuit. If knowingly we went through a lot of trouble, we had a lot of input, we set up a law, we took into account things like traffic and setbacks from the road and things of that sort, and made a law, it went to, that law was put in dispute, was that law was violated, it went to court, the decision was the law was violated, and then we were asked to just say, well, let's get a variance after the fact and just make it legal. That was a safety issue. We've just been put on record that there are safety concerns. If we change a law, take back the input that we spent so much time working on, and don't hold the line around safety issues, at this point we're basically, I think, creating a liability to us as a town. If there is an accident on that road in the future, if we do allow something to be built in a manner and operate in a manner that we as a town decided wasn't safe when we originally came up with the farm law. So I don't see any possibility for compromise on those issues that involve with safety, traffic safety. I think that opens us up. There may be some room for compromise, because I would like to see the business reopen. I know it's popular. I'm unhappy that I as a citizen, was subject to a lawsuit that we have to pay for. But I still would like to see it reopened. But my idea of a variance is a situation where, due to a technicality, perhaps an old law that really wasn't relevant exactly to the current situation, is preventing something that makes a lot of sense from happening, and people say, look, this is ridiculous, we're 2 feet too close to this by the law, but that doesn't make a difference, let's make an adjustment, can we have a variance? I believe in that. I believe that's what variance is about. It's a way of trying to make it fair. It's very, very seldom you have cookie cutter laws that one size fits all. So there are situations where there should be variances. Except this is asking for a variance from the law that was handcrafted to deal with figuring out how to have a farm stand there. This isn't some thing that was on the books 20 years ago and suddenly someone ran afoul and someone noticed that they were too close to the stream or something like that. This is something that was, there was more input on this than anything, like I said, other than the sewers. So if there's a variance, it should be because of some minor adjustment. People make mistakes. Maybe they built it too far out in one way or something like that. So if there's some minor adjustment that can bring it in compliance and it doesn't affect safety, I can live with that, because I think it'd be good to have them reopened. But I don't think we can just wholesale use the variance procedure as a way of allowing someone to come in retroactively. It's not a clemency. It's not like you totally didn't do it right, but we're just going to say, we'll rewrite the warrant and specifications of how you did it. So adjustments that are reasonable, that don't cause safety problems, I can accept. But I'm concerned about the liability issue. That's one. Thank you.
My name is Janet Klubavish. I live in Phoenicia, and I'm really befuddled that this issue has dragged on for years and years and years and years and keeps coming back and biting us in the nose, and has now cost us thousands of dollars in legal fees, because I feel the town worked so hard to accommodate Hanover Farms, and it's something that was just kind of an annoyance has become very, very annoying to me. And I admit it's hard for me to look at it objectively at this point, because I just watch what's gone on over the years and the way the town has acquiesced and tailored law, ordinances, zoning laws to what they needed. And then those zoning laws, the parameters of those zoning laws have been exceeded and violated. And so it's very frustrating. So I, at this point, do not support any zoning variances. I feel that the business needs to establish that it can just exist within the law. They've never done that in recent history that I know of. Correct me if I'm wrong. But they haven't established that they can live within the law. And I was kind of, I don't like to use this analogy particularly, but I was thinking about people who are said to be in this country illegally and breaking the laws. And then sometimes people say, well, they break the law and they break the law, and then they get rewarded with citizenship. And it's kind of, there's a sort of analogy here, where if you break the law and you break the law and you break the law, and then you get rewarded with like this, okay, well, we'll give you what you want. It doesn't seem right. It's like, I don't think they should get any variances. Let them live within the law as it exists, prove that they can stay within those parameters, and then talk about variances. And the county is saying they should not have variances. The traffic there is a terrible hazard. I live in Phoenicia. I go back and forth to Boyceville all the time. It's terrifying. I can't tell you how many times I've almost gotten into an accident going past there. You know, I don't know. I guess that's all I have to say. Don't give them any variances. Why should they get them?
Hi, my name is Ted Denman. I live in Mount Tremper. When farm stands were allowed to be into residential areas, it was kind of the principle that they were not intrusive to their neighbors. They were a low-key business, an outlet for a farmer to let his neighbors come and buy the produce, didn't interfere with anybody. Hanover Farms has, on the other hand, been very intrusive. Lit up 24/7, 12 months a year. If you're outside in that Tremper, the night sky is lit up. The noise, there's dumpsters being emptied at 6 o'clock in the morning. And if you've heard a dumpster at 6 o'clock in the morning on a still country morning, it's intrusive. The heavy truck traffic, also early in the morning. The tires squealing and horns honking, people yelling for the same reason that the other two speakers said, the traffic situation there. I don't know how many times I've been out there and there's been a bad accident. It's only by luck that there hasn't been a fatality. Myself, and my family have been in close ones in that area because we live, 2 doors down, so we go through that corridor quite often, and it's like running the gauntlet on a weekend.